but we are basically going to try to keep this as automatic as possible. And we're just going to start to play around with all these different textures and have fun. I have no idea at this point what this wants to become, but usually when I start to draw some eyeballs, it starts to come to life. So how are you guys doing? How is life on the other side? It's very strange speaking to yourself, but eventually I will get used to it. I mean, what am I saying? I usually just speak to myself anyway in the studio. But so anyway, this sort of looks like a caterpillar. Now that nope, now it looks like a dinosaur. Okay, we turn him into a dinosaur. I'm gonna try to limit this to when my alarm goes off, which is 15 minutes. And let's see what kind of nonsense we are able to generate in that time and space reality. Okay, and then we just go like this, and we go like this. And then we have ourselves a cute little purple dinosaur. How adorable is that? Not gonna lie, this is still not really fully coming to life, but that is all part of the process. And I didn't mention, but we are using basically only the tools that I found in my studio that are leftovers that I don't know what to do with. And we don't want it to go to waste, so we're just gonna use everything we got. And this is one of those crayons that they use in school. Alright, so this is starting to look like a face, so we're just gonna turn her, yeah, I don't know, I think it kind of looks like a sun. Whoa, oh my gosh, he looks like a sun. He looks like a ghost with a sun ray around his head, which is just adorable, don't we think? So we just go like this. Now wow. You know, the more you draw, it's almost like you just reverse into your childhood and start to draw more and more like when you were in kindergarten, you know? Like, what's even happening here? But I kind of like how fun it is. And that's the whole point, is to relax our brain. You know what I mean? Like, is this ugly? I mean, maybe it is ugly, but maybe it's just life, and life is sometimes ugly. So let's just embrace all the different aspects of life. It can't always be a sunny day. Sometimes we make ugly drawings, and that's okay. Because the point is that I don't want to think. I don't want to move a single muscle in my brain right now. Are there more, well, I don't know. Can the brain be categorized into multiple muscles, or is it just one complete muscle? The brain. Anyway, this is actually probably one of the ugliest things I've ever made. And that is not the first time. And oftentimes, I don't know if this is going to be one of those cases, but oftentimes it's the ugly ones that I end up spending more time on, and eventually they end up looking pretty cool. And I'm like, whoa, damn. Because I don't know, maybe I don't like it when things look too ugly, but right now it's not the point is not to make something look pretty. The point is to just keep rambling on about nothing and draw and just be in a flow state and observe my judgments. And we're not going to judge the judgments, we're just going to let the judgments keep on coming, and we're just gonna not let it affect what wants to happen on this paper, you know? We gotta just let it bleed. What is even happening? Like, based on this drawing, oh my gosh, I'm so judgmental today of myself. I don't even wanna, no. Okay, let's show this drawing some love, because maybe if I start loving her, she's gonna start looking cool. So I'm thinking we're just gonna turn her around, actually, and see if anything else comes up. Oh my god, look at that. It looks like a dude. Okay, now let's actually draw a dude. Yeah. So I don't know if I love it, but it's just how I usually work. I allow the drawing to tell me what it wants to become, and I just interpret, you know? Usually not vocally, usually I'm listening to a podcast, but I shall be your podcast right now. Very educational information I'm sharing over here. How to draw without thinking. How to not judge yourself when you are making the ugliest. Oh no, let's not judge. Let's not judge. When you're making a beautiful, adorable looking Rick and Morty style drawing that looks like a 5-year-old did it, because that is what we call skills, you know? Ooh, okay. See, this is what I mean. You need some facial features. Otherwise, it just looks like, what is even happening? I haven't done one of these in such a long time, especially within a time frame. I just thought, why not? Why not? You know, I took a shower and I thought maybe I should go to sleep. Or maybe I quickly just do a really fun doodle. And so that's what we're doing. Oh, look at him. Isn't he so adorable? Yeah, he is. And we're using basically my worst materials, like the materials that I never use for my official paintings, because they're just laying around. And I mean, look at how random these markers and crayons are. It's actually just like unbelievable. I think this crayon over here is like 15 years old or something. And I never used it back in my school days. So we're just gonna do that today. All right, so something tells me that we need grass. I really wish I had more materials over here, but like the color options are really not doing it. But that's okay. We're just gonna play a little bit with the purple now. I know what you're thinking. You're like, there's no way this is gonna look cool. Well, I cannot answer you because we are live right now. I have no idea. Obviously, I'm not working from a reference. Although, if I was working from a reference, this would be pretty bomb. Like, if I could get this correct to a reference image, that would be skills, you know what I mean? Like, the amount of lines in here. Wow. It would be wild if in these live sessions you guys were trying to do exactly what I was doing. I feel like that would be such a funny thing to even attempt. Because honestly, I just think we're all tired of the seriousness of the world right now, and we just want to remember that we don't have to be so serious, you know? Like, can't we just never grow up, you know? Like, I totally have a severe case of Peter Pan syndrome, but I don't know any artist that doesn't have a severe case of Peter Pan syndrome. If they don't, then they're just in denial and they're probably heavily depressed. Not saying that I'm not, but I'm like a rainbow. I'm like depression with a rainbow above it, you know? Like, I don't really let the depression take me too far usually. You know, like, if I feel really depressed, I do something like this, and it always somehow makes me feel a little bit better, because I'm like, wow, I can just make something that is so silly and ridiculous, and isn't that just amazing? Ooh, you know what? Since we're talking about some heavy subjects, we're just gonna draw like a tree heart. Oh gosh. And then we're gonna like very half ash it to and this kind of looks like an alien. So do we want to make him have like a heart-shaped head? Yes, indeed we do. And actually, I want to continue on with the shading that we were doing very so slightly, and see if we can salvage this drawing within the very short amount of time that we have left, because I decided to give myself a deadline. Honestly though, if I spent another hour on this, I could probably make this look pretty cool. Not to like, you know, boast or anything, but an hour on this size paper at this speed, I could probably make this look intricate. We could make this look like realism, alright guys? Ooh, speaking of which, nah, actually I don't want to make it go vertical, because then y'all are gonna not see the full drawing, so we're just gonna keep it horizontal like this. I kind of wish that I sharpened this before we made this attempt, but you know, I'm going to Japan very soon, so let's give this guy like some cartoon cute eyes. Yes. Oh, wow, this is so unsharpened that, I don't know, it's just unnecessarily unsharpened, you know? I really made it difficult for myself to attempt this challenge over here, but I just wanted it to be extra challenging, because what is better than a crazy challenge at 11 p.m.? You can guess where I am. I'm definitely not where you are, because I shouldn't even be able to access YouTube where I am. I'm being naughty. Ha 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 ha. Alright, I'm like starting to dread the sound of the alarm. I don't want it to go off. I don't want the 15 minutes to ever end. But you know what? Time flies. I don't like to think about time, because we're all so obsessed with time these days, and it just feels like we're running out of time. But are we really though? Are we really? What if we decided to just not do anything anymore and go into the mountains and live out in nature? Would we even be aware of time passing? Would every day just seem beautiful? I have this thought a lot, but considering I do have a pretty chill life, because I get to do this, like, how? The kindergarten me is like, how are you still doing what we did in kindergarten? Like, have you not grown up? And to her I shall say no, because I am at all times every age version of myself. I am the kindergarten version, the adult version, and my future old person version. And it will forever stay this way. And this pen is failing us right now. And, you know, I don't think I'm going to be able to salvage this drawing. But we can still try. I mean, maybe she's not so terrible. Okay, now we turn her over again like this, and we see the dinosaur, which is kind of cool. I like that we can still see the dinosaur. But you know, the problem is just this like color selection and like tool selection over here. The materials that I chose is really not working for me. But it's okay, you know? We should be able to work with anything. But I know that you guys like things that are recognizable, so let's just do a few more recognizable things. Okay, since I promised that we would end it at 15 minutes. That's my promise. I'll add a heart. All right, this was very fun. It's my first of maybe many. I might be adjusting the time that I spent on these, but I mean, he's fun. Huh. I kind of like it. He looks very adorable. This could be a sticker in itself. This could be a big painting in itself. I will say another guy I like is this dinosaur. So I'm gonna sign it also like this. And if any of you are crazy enough to love this enough to potentially want to purchase her, feel free to email me. It's eirdisco@gmail.com. Anyway, yeah, I think I'll just keep her for now. And she's gonna be the OG in a series of hopefully many. See you guys maybe tomorrow, maybe for tomorrow. Yeah, ciao.